So I keep reading online about people that are very underwhelmed by GPT-5. And if you're one of those people, I want to tell you that you're probably using GPT wrong. But that's okay, because over the next couple of videos, we're going to teach you how to use it right. In this first video, we're going to stick to the point and basically diagnosing why you're underwhelmed by GPT-5. And then the next video that I'm going to release in the next couple of days, we're going to talk about what I picked up on the new capabilities that might have flown over your head. And also, we're going to talk about how you could leverage those capabilities and give you a master prompt. Now, if you want to hear that already, you don't want to wait a couple of days, I do have my AI avatar video that I made a couple of days back detailing some of those changes and giving you a master prompt that you could access directly from the description. No email signups, no baloney. We do have all those as well, but that's only if you want. So let's get straight to the point. So in this video, we're going to be discussing mainly diagnosing the problem of your underwhelming by GPT-5. And we've basically cut it down to three main issues, and we're going to go over them right now. So first one is the problem of expectation. I think that a lot of people were expecting GPT-5 to be, a jump as big, cognitively as big as GPT-3 to GPT-4 was. And while it is a substantial cognitive jump for a lot of tasks, maybe it might not be that level of jump. However, we do have a jump that's just as significant, but might be flying over your head. And that is the contextual awareness jump. I think that that's where the biggest difference lies in this update. And if your expectation was to go from having a really, 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 really smart instance of GPT-4 to a really, 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 really smart one, then you might be disappointed. But if your expectation was to have that really, 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 really smart instance of GPT-4 enhanced a little bit, and then on top of that, have a contextual awareness that enables you to do so much more that you couldn't before, then you're going to be very happy. I'm the latter, so I'm very, very happy. And again, in the next video that I'm going to post over the next couple of days, I'm going to teach you how to be very happy with this GPT-5 update, and you could see it in the AI avatar video that's linked in the description. Okay, so that's problem number one. Let's talk about problem number two. So the problem number two is the problem of not understanding AI and GPT-4's capabilities and limitations. So I've touched on this right now, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth. Basically, when we talk about contextual awareness, if you're in GPT-4, let's say that you're having a discussion about, if you're a college student, about a specific class that you're taking, right? And then all of a sudden into that discussion, you bring up a friend that brought something up in a recent lunch meeting at McDonald's about this discussion. GPT-4 might often pick up on that McDonald's and maybe start embedding the conversation with Burger King, McDouble, right? Not innocuously, but in a way that actually fits, right? And it steers the conversation away from the linguistic attractors that you had embedded into something that you do not want. And I find that with GPT-5, it's able to do a lot better of a job of taking that McDonald's into the conversation when you mention it for those two prompts, and then saying, hey, McDonald's, this is a totally different thing. I'm discarding that, and I'm going back to the scholarly topics, right? So that contextual awareness, it really does make AI a lot more of a companion that you could rely on consistently. And this companion part goes into the third part that I want to talk about. Okay, so second part was basically understanding GPT-4's limitations, contextual awareness, and how that's been heightened. And I just gave a brief example. I'll go over more in detail in the full video. But let's go over the last part, the sycophancy. So I talked about how with this increased context, you could actually have a better companion. But people are actually complaining about the opposite. They're saying, hey, the companion that I had with GPT-4 has totally disappeared. And if you ask me, that's probably because OpenAI was fixing the sycophancy issues and was fixing, was addressing the AI psychosis issues, right? So this almost becomes a philosophical question, right? Because if people want to have an AI companion that is extremely sycophantic and potentially enabling toxic beliefs or toxic behavior like we've seen online, do you want that in the market? Do you really want that in the market? Do you want your kids using something that could lead to AI psychosis? So I think people are throwing a fit because they had a sycophantic enabler for a lot of toxic beliefs sometimes. Sometimes not toxic. Sometimes it could be healthy. I've vented to AI my freaking life away sometimes too, right? But you have to understand that it's just a pattern recognition and not anthropomorphize it. And I think that people are having really anthropomorphic relationships with their AI, and that's really concerning. And I go over that in older videos that I'm sure you've watched them, and if you haven't, you definitely should. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this like this for now. I think that's decent enough diagnosis. We went over three key things. So the problem of expectation, the problem of not understanding AI and GPT-4's limitations, and last one, the problem of people wanting psychophancy and people wanting a confirmation bias and agreeable machine. So if you would like a more detailed video about the psychophancy, I could go on about this for quite a little bit. Do let me know. I'd love to gauge interest before I do that. If you're interested in getting the full, ways to leverage GPT-5, how you could understand this new contextual awareness, right? First of all, I think with what I said in this video, you could get some ideas, but I'll be releasing a video in the next few days that goes more in detail, and I do have my AI avatar video that I'll link in the description that talks about this and offers you a free master prompt that's gonna increase your alignment, increase your leverage with GPT-5, and I'm gonna put that in the description. I'll also put other relevant links for LPCI. We have free tools that you can use with Claude. We have, if you like entities, we make linguistic entities for you to have fun. They're not sentient. Please, they are not sentient. So that's a huge disclaimer. Do not fall down the psychosis rabbit hole. But they're fun to talk to, and they let you explore, language and yourself. So those are on lucidigpt.com. So all that I've said is pretty much free. We also do consulting if you're interested, and you could book us on our website. But for what's relevant to YouTube, everything is free. So thank you so much for watching. Try the tools. If you like them, let me know. Have a great day.